Hey friends, I'm about to share this live. Oh God, hold on. But I got word, I promise, I got word. Because I don't usually do words late at night. But for me to be on, what's this called? Facebook Live, I got something for you. Trust that. Alright. I'm about to share the I'm a Queen. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started because I've already shared what I needed to share to the pages and stuff. But tonight, just a quick word of encouragement. You might want to try again. And what I mean by that is this morning, I literally was just reflecting on everything that I'm a Queen has accomplished this year. Like, you know, for those that have known, this year has been the worst. It was a bad year for me. You know, my dad passed and I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And when I tell you I Am a Queen has had one of the best years ever because we have accomplished so much. And what I mean by that is when you try again, this morning I posted and I said, oh my God, I said, I'm a Queen is about to take 50 kids to go see the Little Mermaid on Sunday. Now to some people, they may say, oh, that's little. That's tiny. But to me, that's big because I remember in 2018, and my kids, they could probably remember, they're grown women right now. But I remember we had UNCG who came to us and they said, hey, we want your kids to come with us to the movies. And I remember my kids being so excited. It was like one of the best days ever. You know, we had to go to the movies like at 10 o'clock in the morning. But it was one of those moments where I was like, man, I wish I could do this. You know, I was just talking to myself and I said, I wish this is something that I could pull off because here's the thing. I operated so many years in debt. I operated so many years in lack. I operated so many years just doing it broke. And I remember just sitting there in 2018 and we're sitting in the movie theater and the kids, they're smiling, they're excited. And I just kept saying to myself, I just want to do this. I just want to do this. And it was so surreal to me this morning. I said, oh my God, we have literally rented out a movie theater. We're about to have like 50 black girls up in the theater watching The Little Mermaid. And I'm just like, I was so blown away by it because y'all may say, oh, that's small. But for me, it was major because I said to myself in 2018, I was like, I wish I could have done this myself. I wish this was something that I could have seen, I could have imagined to do. And sitting here in 2023, and it's happening. And then, thinking about the period project and thinking about the project we had with the kids. And last year we did 2,800 kits. We did 2,800 feminine hygiene kits, and we gave these kits to 14 schools. And then this year, our goal is 5,000. We're creating 5,000 feminine hygiene kits to give to 10 schools. And the crazy part is when God gives you a vision, he gives you a vision and you're like, okay, God, but how am I going to do it? Because it's so big. It's so major. It's so beyond you. But let me tell you something. Anything that God gives you is always going to be big. Anything that he gives to you as your calling, it's going to be big. So at the end of the day, if you're sitting there and you're just trying to figure out how am I going to do this? How am I going to make this work? You got to keep trying. I remember those years of being so broke, negative $14, and God performing miracle after miracle after miracle. Like we would literally bless like 1,000 people, and there would literally be negative $14 2 weeks prior to our back to school event. And it's so crazy. Hey, this is my friend Brittany. It's so crazy just sitting here. And I said to myself in 2018, I was like, man, I wish I could do this. I wish. And I'm literally going into Sunday and I can see it. It's already paid for. It's already done. And for those, God has called you to do something. He's called you to just perform greatness. He's called you to tap into something. You gotta keep trying, because I'm gonna tell you, I've tried to quit I Am a Queen 10,000 times, and I know for a fact it's my calling. It is my calling. It is the divine calling. If I promise you, I can sit here and live under a rock, and I'm pretty sure an aunt gonna come to me and say, "Girl, you the founder of I Am a Queen." That's how crazy it is when God has a calling on your life. You can't escape it. You cannot escape the calling of God. I don't care if you've been running for 100 years. You've been running for 50 years, 20 years. God is going to make sure that you perform your calling. Even if you fall 7 times, get up 7. And every time you fall, God is going to bring you back to why he called you to do what you do. He's going to bring you back to why he woke you up in the middle of the night. He's going to bring you back to all those journals that y'all got that you didn't finish writing in. And you got all these ideas. He's going to bring you back to the notes in your phones. He's going to bring you back to those conversations, those emails. He's going to bring you back. And if you've given up on your calling, you know God has been chasing you. He keeps reminding you. He's the Father. He's like, hey, look, hey. You got to tap into that. You really do. So my word tonight is you just have to keep trying. You got to try again. And it really comes from the prayer we did last night on 1 Kings 18. When Elijah said to Ahab, he said, prepare for rain. He said, go ahead, get up and go eat and prepare yourself because the rain is coming. But Elijah, he went to his servant. He said, what do you see? And the servant was like, I don't see nothing. And Elijah went to his servant 7 times. He said, what do you see? And the servant said, I see a cloud as small as a man's hand coming up from the sea. And Elijah took off running. And they said that the spirit of the Lord fell on him, and he was running past the chariots of Ahab, because the land of Samaria had been in a drought, had been in a famine for 3 years. 3 years. And the thing about what we have to understand is when God called you to it, it's not going to look it's not going to look like it in the beginning, what he called you to. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. When God showed me I am a queen, this is crazy. He showed me the teen conference first. He showed me the teen conference. I didn't know kids. My first group of kids were my cousins. They were my cousins. I was driving to Reedsville to go get my cousins. They are now adult women. But the first thing God ever showed me, he showed me a teen conference, and I ran from it for 2 years. And I said, there's no way that I'm going to do a teen conference. But God showed me walking in a room full of kids, and it was the teen conference. And when I finally obeyed, I finally just stopped running, the teen conference came in 2 years, in 2013. 10 years. It came in 2013, and we did it at North Carolina A&T, and I knew I was in the right location because of the windows that was in the old Memorial Student Union. Yep. So the first thing God ever showed me, he showed me a teen conference, and I was like, God, you over here lying. Like, what you talking about? But the whole time, God has been revealing to me. He has been showing me. Y'all, I done did this nonprofit broke for years. And when I tell you I cried this morning, but I cried this morning of tears of just like, man, we did it. We've accomplished it. Like, 2018, we was in that movie theater because UNCG positioned us to be there. But UNCG was instrumental in helping me to see what I was able to accomplish, what I was able to get to. So if there's somebody in your life that's doing what you want to do, they're the blueprint. They look like what you're seeking. They look like what you're going after. It's okay to humble yourself. It's okay to be in awe. It's okay to understand I got to study the great so I can be great, honey. All right? Okay. So I'm humble because in 2018, I was like, man, I wish I could take my kids to the movie theater. I wish this was something I could pull off by myself. And let me tell you something. God is so big. He's so amazing. He did just that. He did just that. So for anybody who's out here like, man, it ain't working, try again. I done did it broke. I'm talking about broke to the point my eyelashes hurt. If you out here and you know for a fact God done called you to it, he ain't gonna fail you. He can't fail you. Let me tell you something. I done ran from this calling for years. We've been around for 14 years. I promise you, I done tried to quit this nonprofit so many times. When my daddy died, I told God, I said, you can just end the year. You can end the year and take me to 2024. There's no way you gonna sit here and have me do this nonprofit. But then this morning, I had enough grace. I had enough in me to say, Alana, think about all that y'all have accomplished just this year. That's God. All by himself. He's still gonna get the glory. No matter how you feeling, no matter what you're going through, God is going to get the glory for everything. So you just have to understand at the end of the day, either you gonna follow that plan, either you gonna try again, either you gonna sit there and you gonna say, you know what, God, I'm gonna give it another shot because you're here, you're in my life. Trust me. You looking for a job. You need financial increase. You looking for just a new opportunity in your life. You're looking for just sustainability in your life. Try again. Because I know I'm a witness. I got the blueprint. Man, I was like, look, I done told God so much this year, God, I quit. Oh, God. I'm so glad God does not listen to me sometimes. But yeah, I almost gave up 10,000 times this year. I was like, man, you know what? You can take that. Because this year broke me. It broke me spiritually, mentally, emotionally. I was like, bruh, this the highest breaking. But let me tell you something. The breaking is in the blessing. Because think about it. 2 fish, 5 loaves. When Jesus took the 2 fish, the 5 loaves, he had to break it. He had to bless it. And he had to give it, baby. And you looking at me like, what you talking about? In order for you to be blessed, in order for the blessing to come out of you, you got to be broken. God has to do something in the midst of it. And you sitting there, you talking to yourself like, God, I can't believe you did this. When my daddy died, I said, God, first of all, why did you take my daddy? That was the first conversation we had because I couldn't process it. But when I really start thinking about it, and I really sat there and I said, man, your daddy was sick. And I had to get that peace of mind. But God, when I tell you, it broke me. Child. So in the midst of all of that, me and God, we was at war. And I said, you know what, you can have this year. But this morning, on June 1, I said, God, thank you. I could finally see how much we accomplished just this year in 6 months. That is hard for somebody to say that after what I've been through. But I can give him grace. I can give glory. I can give full understanding and say, I know it was God. I know it was God who woke me up. I know it was God who told me, today's Monday. Get up. Today's Tuesday. Get up. So if you sitting there like, man, this ain't working, I'm here to tell you, try again. Try again for your mama. Try again for your daddy. Try again for you. Because here's the thing. You ain't in competition with nobody else but yourself. All right? That's my sermon. I just had to get on here and tell y'all this because I was going to keep it to myself. But you know, the Lord, he don't play about his word. And I'm going to get the word out. But 1 Kings 18, when Elijah said, can you see the rain clouds? And the servant said, I don't see it. But he went back 7 times. And at the 7th time, it came down. It went. So if y'all read 1 Kings 18, and let's say you ain't got no patience, and you've been waiting on God. You've been waiting on God. You like, God, I've been waiting on you. I've been praying to you. I've been believing you. I've been trusting you. Because let me tell you something. God, he going to show you signs. He going to show you wonders. He going to show you so many things about your purpose. He going to show you so many things about your calling. And you just be praying because you in the midst of it. But let me tell you something. In order for you to trust him, you can't see everything. You can't see every step. You can't see what the next month gonna look like. You have to trust him in it, okay? You gotta trust him. So yes, when you sit there and you say, God, I'm gonna wait on you. I'm gonna wait on you. And the one thing I said in prayer is that when we're praying to God, we're actually praying for his presence to show up. And when God's presence shows up, that means that things must change. When his presence shows up, that means that healing takes place. When his presence shows up, that means that things must get into alignment. Because let me tell you something. When Jesus was walking through the land, they said that his presence was healing people. When Jesus was walking, they said that the demons, the people who was sick, they was crying out, Son of David. They was calling him out because they was like, hold up. Jesus is here. The blind knew that Jesus had showed up. The blind. You can't see, but you know Jesus is here. So when you're waiting on God, you're literally waiting on his presence, because when his presence shows up, that means things must change. That means things must get back into alignment. There must be divine order. There must be something that taps into it. When you're talking to God and you're saying, God, I'm waiting on this. I'm waiting on this door to open. I'm waiting on my job. I'm waiting on financial increase. I'm waiting on his presence because I need his presence. I need everything about God to be his presence. Okay? So y'all, if y'all want to join me on Wednesdays at 7:30, I can give y'all the prayer number. But this is me every Wednesday. I teach about the word. I teach the word. I pray the word. I give you 10 minutes. But I'm just here to encourage y'all tonight. Try again. Do it broke. Try again. They told you no. Try again. They told you it wasn't going to happen. It ain't going to never happen. But you know exactly what God showed you. Like I said, when God showed me I'm a queen, he showed me a teen conference. I ran from it for 2 years. I said, God, he lying. I ain't got no money for this. But I'm telling you, God, he going to do it. So I hope y'all be blessed. Thank you so much for listening to me. I'm grateful. And I give all praise to God because he's so good. He's so amazing. He's amazing. Trust me. So the word is on 1 Kings 18. You got to try again and you got to wait on God. All right, y'all. Talk to you later. Catch the replay. Bye.